Hey everybody, Charles Softly for PremierGuitar.com. We're here in Deidesheim, Germany, and we're about to visit Jens Ritter at his workshop.
Hello, my name is Jens Ritter of Jens Ritter Instruments. Welcome, Premier Guitar, to my workshop. Come in, I show you around. We are making custom basses and guitars since 15 years in this old winery. The house is made, I think, in the 17th century. And on the ground level we have all the official rooms like office and mounting room, a little wood storage, and of course our showroom, which I show you later. In the back we have the main production room where we handmade all our instruments. So this little room is actually our main workshop. Mostly people call to get a factory tour, but they don't know that we actually only are two people. It's Daniel Bö, my friend and helper, and me. And we doing maybe 50 to 60 instruments per year, and everything is handmade here. As you can see, that is the main tool for us. And at the moment everything is clean and quiet because we are just coming back from the trade show, Frankfurt Musikmesse. I have some leftover bodies there. These are in production at the moment. These are going to be Coras, 4 and 5 strings.
How much work does this represent?
We don't know. We need to calculate or to stop the time to get a real idea about how much time we really need for each instrument. But we are kind of having too much other work at the moment to do. We are pretty much back ordered for 1 year, so we are not trying to concentrate in organization. We just need to hurry to build the instruments so the customers don't freak out. And yeah, so this is actually really our whole workshop where we do all the work, from cutting out the bodies here with the bandsaw. Here we have a fingerboard sander and standard machines like a high gloss lacquer polishing, fret polishing, and here are the drilling machine.
This is nothing different than you'd see in, say, a furniture shop or a very basic wood shop in many ways.
Yeah, it's a super basic wood shop, and we don't have CNC machines. Everything is really handmade here. And yeah, these are the only parts which are left on at the moment. This is a neck blank. The fingerboard is already glued on.
What will this be ultimately?
This is going to be a 5-string neck with a vintage 34.5 scale. Here is an already shaped neck with a maple fingerboard. And this is of course the rough shape. This is a fingerboard which is going to be, oh, that's a funny thing, it's going to be...
I wonder who this is going to.
I wonder who this is going to be, yeah, right. Yeah, we're just doing something
Someday.
new.
Dark Star someday.
Yeah, right.
There's an amazing collection of instruments in here.
So this is our showroom where we have all the instruments which are ready to ship out, and sometimes we have some instruments for customers coming over from overseas, flying in, trying out the instruments, getting the wood collection, and yeah, choosing their custom model wood, and then we start making them.
And what do you have here? I notice you start them off with the very unconventional to begin with.
Well, this is our Motown model.
Yeah.
So you have no sustain.
Right.
No, just kidding.
James
This was
special,
just
eh?
a joke done by a friend for us.
Very cool.
And yeah, here of course
Homage
the
to
new
The Simpsons?
homage to the Simpsons, correct. Yeah, this is showing a new technique. So we are able now to take the customer's files, pictures of the car, of the girlfriend or whatever, as a tacky example, and then put it onto the instrument surface under high gloss lacquer. And this was done here with the Simpsons theme. You know, 70% of our instruments have the Royer shape, which is our master shape, which is well known as the Ritter instrument or the Ritter bass. This is also becoming a very famous model. It's the Cora, and this especially has the, I call it, dirty, damaged desktop finish. It's a scratched all apart with a brown lacquer finish on it. And this is also becoming, the shape, the outer shape is becoming really popular at the moment.
Is there any such thing as a standard Jens Ritter bass, or every one of these?
I would say our most known shape is the Royer. This is the traditional Ritter bass. So if you're talking about a Ritter, it's mostly the Royer shape. Of course, we have, let's say, strange special shapes like the Jupiter or the Sting, for example. This is not a typical instrument shape. Here we have, this is a short scale bass tuned A to C with integrated octavers, so you can really play some deep drum and bass grooves on it.
Is there anything you won't do?
I want to?
Is there anything you won't do?
I don't know. I don't know. I have never got any limits in or let's say limited requests I couldn't produce. I don't know. I love custom building. I love doing strange new things. I love to work with new materials, found new wood. Like this surface, it's a mid-age 1500 surface. It's pure metal, and this is applied to a swamp ash body and a mahogany neck, and it really looks like the old ages, I don't know, clothes of the knights, you know, the metal clothes. Yeah, this is actually the first guitar which was released last year as a kind of a statement, a joke, I don't know how to say. It was, or it is the Princess Isabella baritone guitar, and the speciality here it's the jazz guitar sound coming out of a solid body guitar. And this especially, one person really loved this idea and the sound, and we made a custom instrument for him, and this you can see on this side. And this person is called George Benson. He's a pretty good guitar player.
That's what they tell me.
And this is the one we made for him. It's called the Benson Tribute. And this one is a white Carrara finish with black high gloss ebony parts. With of course white high gloss and black ebony parts. And this one it's actually the same instrument, but has maple parts and golden hardware. And these are just coming from the Frankfurt show. And we ship all the instruments out tomorrow to the customers. And yeah.
Why'd you opt for such a thin body style?
Sorry?
Why did you opt for such a thin body profile with these?
Oh, actually, the thin body is a technical reason. The whole instrument body, it's a kind of unstable.
Yeah.
So if it is vibrating, it moves a little bit, and so you get a delayed attack. That's the reason why we choose the super thin body.
I see.
And there's a lot of research and development. A lot of bodies went to our oven in the workshop as burned
Into the oven.
In the oven, right?
Yeah, you have a mighty fine stack of firewood out there.
Yeah.
So is this the decay, the quality of the decay is more suited to jazz music?
Well, on these guitars, it's definitely typical for a jazz musician.
Yeah.
The warm jazz sound.
Right.
Yeah.
So what music, what ideas, what kind of customer inspired the Princess?
Oh, the Princess actually was inspired by a dealer, a guitar dealer and a huge guitar collector, Rudy Penza in New York City. And 5 years ago, he made a joke with me and he asked me, how would a jazz guitar look if I made a jazz guitar? Because I told him that I will never make an acoustic instrument, just solid bodies. So everybody was laughing and it was a cool joke, but then of course my brain started to work on the idea and I
wasn't a joke anymore.
No, and I really wanted to have a jazz guitar sound on a solid body instrument. And yeah, this is the result. We have some features in here like a super thin body, like you can see here. That's the most important part because it makes the guitar kind of unstable. And we have a floating bridge which is not mounted through the body. It's a kind of floating, I don't know how to say it better in English. And all the string attachments are made out of feather steel with a 24 karat gold finish. So the whole instrument is of a kind of unstable. So if you hit a string, it takes a while to develop the attack. And this is a mechanical, how should I say, way to produce on a solid body guitar this hollow body guitar sound. And the greatest compliment I got when I released this at the NAMM show in 2010, George Benson came by and he said, "Oh, this instrument is definitely a hollow body." That was funny, so I explained him that it's a real solid body.
It's not only a solid body, but about as thin as solid bodies you'll ever find.
Right, definitely. We have some examples of our custom production like this. It's called the birthday party bass. Check this out. And this was just colored with different colors. We use different woods for the body. And
You can't play that in a bad mood.
yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Now the materials are not obvious here on a guitar like this, and yet you have a lot of textures. What's going on here material-wise?
Oh, it's a mixture of wood from flame maple, redwood, quilted maple, and I just was experimenting with different wood kinds to get a special sound out of it.
What kind of sound do you get out of when you put together an uncommon or unusual set of woods?
Well, this depends on the
difficult?
customer. It always depends on the customer. He tells me what kind of sound he likes, and then we choose the woods for it, and he selects the different woods of his taste, you know. Something else which is very special here, which I still have not sent to the customer, it's this 4-string Cora bass. And this is out a one-of-a-kind hand painted by the Schuderella artist. So she's a German artist, and everything is painted in oil. And we covered it with high gloss lacquer. And it is actually, every year we release one of these collector items. Mostly it's a bass, but we also did some guitars.
It's beautiful.
And of course we have some standard woods like this Royer 4-string with an ice birch top on mahogany, Asian ebony fingerboard and flame maple neck. Or this is a Tuya burl top, which I like a lot. This is also something very nice. This is a solid piece of Amboina burl using for the body.
Fantastic.
And on the back side we have an antique 24 karat gold neck and body part finish.
Do you have inspirations outside of the world of guitar building, furniture?
Well, actually,
architecture?
the most I get out of the art business, the design business.
Yeah.
I like to visit trade shows and galleries, see what's hip, and yeah, I don't actually calculate designs. They just develop in my head
Right.
over several months or years or whatever, and then I start to make the first instrument.
How did you come to the world of bass making?
Well, I had no money for
Yeah.
good bass, so I had a very old Yamaha, and I started to shape a little bit on the outside, and I installed new pickups, new electronics and stuff like this. So my friend came first, and he wanted to get some new pickups in his guitar, and I started to do repairs and installation of new parts and repairing. And so, yeah, it turned out one day I wanted to know if I can make a whole instrument from a piece of wood to the first tone, and I made my, check, they are here. I made my first two basses, a fretted and a fretless bass.
So at a certain point, this became more than just a hobby. This became a profession at a very high level. When did that happen and why?
I think it was 4 or 5 years after I started making instruments. I'm actually a mechanical engineer, and I worked at a factory producing wafer fabs. And how should I say, one day I had a special experience, and I realized that I only have maybe 50 or 60 years left on the planet here. So I decided to quit my job immediately, and I just want to make or to do what I like. I don't like to work for companies or stuff like that to be hired somewhere. I like to do my own stuff and leave something before I leave the planet here. So I decided, okay, now you're a base maker and you make bases.
This is quite a legacy.
Yeah. So in this room we have tops ready for customers. Our main storage is outside the house, and here we have a huge collection, different tops like Asian ebony. What do we have else? Quilted redwood, beautiful quilted maple with a beautiful figuring. That's a bird's eye blank for fingerboard. Also nice. Smell this one. That's comfort.
Ah, delicious. What is this?
Comfort burr.
Ah, okay.
Love it.
Yeah, very nice.
This is an Amoina piece. Cocobolo.
You have some favorites in here?
Well, I love all the woods. I love when they have extreme texture and colors. A pretty boring looking wood is this, but this is also very special. It's a bog oak which was found in the Main River in Frankfurt, and this is sea tested to roughly 9,500 years. And I love it, sound-wise, especially for fretless basses. Normally, oak doesn't sound good.
Right.
It's really dull, but this is washed out totally and has a beautiful voice for a fretless bass.
I see.
Yeah, some fingerboards we have here, and now I show you the room where we mount all the instruments.
Cool, let's have a look.
Oh, here you can see the Jupiter model on the poster.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah, it's a pretty extended body style. And on the side,
Very
actually,
well.
it's again, here on the further poster, it's, they played in New York City last year and I visited them.
And that's Phil's model.
Yeah, this is
Jupiter, yeah.
the new band of, well, the ex-Grateful Dead.
Phil and
Yeah.
Bobby. Now this doesn't look good, or is it?
No, that's funny. This is a neck. We just finished a special double truss rod inside system.
Ah.
And I went to the doctor and I wanted to have it x-rayed, and I told him, can you x-ray my neck? And he said, well, how do you know it's something with your neck? I'm the doctor to decide. And I told him that it's my guitar neck, so he was laughing out.
And it was actually healthy,
Yeah,
as it turns
pretty-
out.
absolutely.
I would expect no less.
So here we take pictures of instruments which are finished. This was just sold yesterday at a trade show. We are taking pictures of it, and tomorrow they are all on the way up into the world. Here in this room we are mounting all the instruments. We do the fretwork here, we do the finishing, and here we install the electronics and mount the instruments. This is going to be a Raptor 5-string, a pretty cool one with laser pickups, a Raptor pucker, and a multi-fret neck.
How many bolts are in there?
A lot,
It looks like a lot.
yeah. So here, actually, if we get an order, the instruments get immediately a serial number, and we every order has its box and gets the parts in it. So when we have the instrument ready to mount, we just take the box and finish the instrument. And it's not like that when the instrument is finished we're giving the serial number. The serial number is given when we start making the instrument. So sometimes we finish an instrument from the year 2011 earlier than an instrument from the year 2010.
Gotcha.
Yeah, here we have some parts which we need. The Ritter tuners, electronics, pickups.
It's a very compact operation. You know where everything is. It's not that much different than
Yeah.
someone's a well-organized garage, really.
Yeah, right. You know, like I said before, people asking for factory tours, and it always gives me a smile because it's such a little company. We are a
Yeah.
little manufacturer doing the boutique instruments, and yeah, so we don't need a huge factory.
And there's just two of you, correct?
Yeah, it's Daniel, my helper, and me. And actually, my father is with us since last year. He got retired and now is doing telling us.
Are you
boys.
the boss now?
I'm not sure anymore. That's the
All
problem.
right, yeah.
Sometimes he really wants to tell us how to make the instruments
Right.
better. So I listen.
As you should.
Yeah,
Ritter's a
let's
good
go out
son.
here. That's the office, the operation area.
I would say this is where, I would say this is the brain center.
Right.
The brain center is really out there, isn't
This
it?
was the wine tasting room 150 years ago with the old walls set like in these days. And here you could try all the wines which have been produced here.
Right.
And
But you probably don't spend too much time in this room.
no,
Most
no,
of the time
no,
in the shop.
definitely not. Maybe sometimes I should spending more time in here.
Right.
So now I show you the most important room of the house. Always when we have finished the base, we go down here.
This is where the celebration happens.
Right. Here we get our treats for the work. What's your hat? So
Would it be out of the question to say that this is the true inspiration for Jens Ritter's instrument?
no, that's a secret. Don't tell. Okay, cut.
This is a very important room in the operation.
Yeah, that's actually the most important room in the production line. When we have finished an instrument, we always come down here, get one of these, and I show you how it works. Fine?
Looks perfect.
Let's go.
Jens, man, thanks for having us here.
You are very welcome.
Where can people go to find out more about what you're up to?
Best is go to ritter-instruments.com or to facebook.com/ritterinstruments.
Very cool. This is Charles Softly reporting from Deidesheim, Germany at Jens Ritter's workshop. You're watching PremierGuitar.com.
Alrighty.
Cheers. Prost.
Prost.